All right, so here we go again. Now this is Friday morning, and we're gonna move the boat, as you can tell from the water coming up. In fact, we are becoming best friends with Towboat US because not only are they our neighbors, they're the guys that are gonna help us reposition the boat. Speaking of best friends, I've got one sitting here on the edge of the water who's probably gonna go back into his house very soon. See you later, alligator. I have to go across here. I have to walk to my boat. So if you could go back in the water for me, I would be very grateful. So besides the alligator, which of course are the beasties you can see, it's the beasties you can't see that are just as concerning. Electricity is also something I can't see. So this is the fuse box with all the panels. There's the 6 inches of water, and my welly boots are on the boat, so I'm gonna have to see if I can do some kind of American Ninja obstacle course, jumping from dock box to dock box to get on board. Well, this is what it looks like. You can see the issue is, of course, not if you're a pontoon boat, but if you're our friends across the way there. He is at the top of the roof with that radar arch. It will probably be moving in the next couple days. I'm just gonna keep an eye on where I'm going so that I don't go over the edge. Oops. There you go. So I have to disconnect my power, and there's the Gypsy high in the sky. All right, I have placed a call to Towboat. They're gonna be here shortly. I'm just gonna get a couple last minute things put away, like some of my lines. There's my power cord that needs to be undone, so one more walk back towards the breaker box. I have my sexy wellies on, so that should help. But then just pull up my hose, the water hose, and some other little fenders, and make sure everything's good. That's for my boarding ladder, which we put away a while ago after the water raised. So let me go back here. There's the alligator again. I don't know if you can see him. He's checking me out. Just making sure that everything is all right. Oh, stop touching me! It's just some water, algae. Everything is going to be all right. Just a little curious alligator. Well, if it turns out to be anything more, please use this video footage at my memorial service. All right, I have to reach in here. I have no idea where the bottom platform is. I might be able to see some shiny. I'll have to get in there and turn off my power. Wish me luck. All right, shore power is disconnected. Water has been disconnected the other day. I am literally going to just throw some stuff on here and have it ready so that you can tell it's dead calm, which is a beautiful day. No worry about wind. Certainly have no tide in this basin. I'm going to make sure I grab my lines. You obviously have to be careful that you do grab lines. Make sure they're not of the moccasin species or any other kind of waterborne beastie. All right, all you sailors and landlubbers, here we go. Last film from K-Dock. There's the Gypsy. I've got literally one line on the bow still. Towboat is on the other side. And you know you're in high water when the easiest way to get on your boat is to literally just go aft, step up onto the swim platform, and then board through the aft cockpit. So 60 seconds from now we'll be pushing off, and I'll just be up in the helm station making motor noises and putting my captain's hat on until I get towed silently across the marina to the fuel dock. That's where we'll be. More updates from there. This is what the Gypsy sounds like with the new hybrid motors that you can't hear. All right, that's not true. I've got my buddy Steve with Towboat next door on the other side. He's on the port side hip, and we're just cruising along. We have to back up so that we can make this hard left turn up here. But he knows what he's doing. I'll just be here at the helm making boat noises because there's no power, so I can't run anything. But he's on the job. There's my new best friend, towboat. And there's our for real best friends. And I think within 48 hours, top of the radar arch, they've actually already pulled the dome off, and now the hardware has to come all the way off so they can get out from underneath there. And then they'll be joining us over at the fuel dock, and we'll be like neighbors. All right, should have handed him the radios, because when he backed it up, we got a little too snuggy up against that pylon and the razor sharp roof, which of course now I am on level with the razor sharp roof. So it's going to take this one a little wider. And that was the floating dock we were on, if you remember us. Of course it was floating until it wasn't floating anymore. So that one will have another couple weeks, and then those folks have to go. Alright, taking a water taxi back to my truck. I think this one's for sale if anyone wants a 42-foot carver with a little dinghy on the front. Nice fly bridge. Sea Legs has lost her sea legs, and now she just collects mold and spider webs. And there we go, back to K-Dock. So again, we were on this one post Irma. You can tell how high the floating dock section is to the permanent access. And so very shortly, this will then be out of commission. And everybody there has to move away. These folks are fairly shallow, other than May as well. And so they can probably stay on. I love it when the, what looks like the weed line in the water is slowly motoring upstream, and his eyes are telling you where he's going. There's number one in that kind of shadow area, and then there's number two just a little off of the cottage. All right, it's good to be back on the boat.